So first and foremost, to reintroduce myself again, my name is Ryan Watkins. I'm the Central Territory Sales Manager on behalf of Bose, as well as my counterpart, Bart Greenberg, who's also the Key Account Manager, like Rick kind of discussed, where he calls on you guys as distributors and for custom solutions. So we couldn't be more happier today to kind of go through, the full ecosystem of Bose, what we at Bose do great, and what we also plan to do better moving forward to 2020 and beyond. But most importantly, let's talk about what we've been able to accomplish. Dr. Bose, as you guys know, was a founder of Bose. Again, it was a privately owned and independently funded company. Again, that still remains prevalent today as we are privately held, and we look forward to doing that in the near future. I think that's something that kind of stands out to what we uphold as a company, and most important, what we value, which is people. And really having that relationship with you guys at AllNet, and the other everyone else that kind of falls underneath that category. It really speaks to vibes and what we see fit, and where we see the company going in the near future. So again, that's pretty much the gift, and it's something that we can continue to bring to you guys in the near future and beyond. As we kind of segment, to the brand promise, which is helping people reach their fullest human potential so they can feel more, do more, and be more. So I think those three key ingredients is really what makes up Bose. But the brand promise is making sure that we give you guys everything you need to be successful in your day-to-day interactions with your customer base as well, and providing that solution, whether it be general support, but also maybe more so on the custom side of house, and really right fitting the customer and asking those qualifying questions prior to the closing those sales. Um, if we talk about what we've been able to do from 2012 until today, as you look at the slide itself, you'll see that we've been ranked very high in regards to the premium headphones categories, sound bars, Bluetooth speakers, and Wi-Fi speakers. You'll see some of the competition on the right-hand side of this slide, which ranks everyone from Google, UE, JBL, Sonos, who's continued to kind of grow up the consumer awareness chain for the most part, and also Beats, which was also acquired from Apple. So as you can see in this particular slide, we actually accumulate for anywhere between 20 to 23% of the market share in this space. So what does that say? That says we hold a large amount of that based on our loyal consumers, but that also says that we understand that the next wave of consumers at the forefront, and we make sure that we kind of jump ahead of that with providing solutions, but also the next wave in technology, which is something that Bose is really keen on being prevalent in for the most part. If we talk about our revenue ranked by country, as you can see, we rank number one in both France, Germany, and not to be slighted, the UK, and number two in both Japan and the US. Again, you'll kind of see the rankings in this particular slide, which also has us between one and two between Sonos, Sony, Apple, which again kind of falls underneath Beats. So that kind of shows that each and every one of these metrics, we understand the awareness, we consider what our customers are asking for and providing a solution, but also understanding where our primary markets should be focused, which again kind of falls underneath again headphones, sound bars, and also wireless speakers. So, and that's done with the help of you guys, and we really appreciate that. So, most importantly, let's talk about the brand awareness side of house. Again, most consumers, early adopters, and even some of us on this call are in between the ages of 18 to 34. Again, the awareness is around 74% for Bose, followed by Beats at 73. If we jump down a little bit, you have Sonos at 35%, followed by Bang & O and Sennheiser respectively around 29 to 27%. That means that we kind of listen to what our customers are looking for, but we also stay ahead of what the next trend in regards to design and also technology as well. Most importantly, again, it's more so understanding where our future enthusiasts may come from. So again, in wireless headphones, we are ranked number one at 77%. That says that each and every consumer that decides to invest in Bose understands that you can purchase a QC35 Series 2 or even the NC700, and you'll have that product that will be dependable anywhere between 1 to 10 years if you take care of that product on your day-to-day basis. And the wireless home audio speaker side, you'll see that we rank number 1 again with 79% of brand awareness. And that's just based on understanding that consumers want, products that kind of fill the room, but also kind of create the soundtrack. And that's really one of my vocal points, is really creating that personalized soundtrack. Again, we are all, either music, movie connoisseurs for the most part. We also have that special moment where we want to kind of personalize our experience. And that's something that we at Bose have been successful in doing, and we hope to do that as well. Then if we start discussing the portable speaker category, that shows that consumers want to take that same type of sound and that personal.
Hey Ryan.
Sure.
Hey, I don't want to cut in here. At AllNet and Custom Plus, we don't distribute any headphones or personal audio.
Okay.
We're strictly soundbars, the streaming table radios, and the lifestyle product.
Okay, just wanted to give a quick background before we jump
right in. Oh, sure. Okay, thanks.
No problem. But most importantly, I think now consumers are trying to figure out how do we kind of connect everything with the ecosystem. By having those conversations with you guys the last few weeks has been, well, what does Bose do to kind of, integrate each and every product within, that ecosystem? So most importantly, it's showing that we make sure we win on the field, we win with our B2B customers, but we also give free spirited. As you can see, you'll see the home speaker 300 as well as the soundbar 700 in both the right and left hand corner. But also what we do on the automotive side of house, and shows that we actually provide premium design to both Porsche and other auto manufacturers. So again, the biggest takeaway right now, as we kind of jump into the actual content, is getting even better all together. It's really kind of building that ecosystem from, the home theater side, but also on the portable, on the go options as well. And as you guys can see, everything is fully compatible with both Google Assistant as well as Alexa built in. But most importantly, let's talk about the Bose Music App. I know we kind of touched on the Bose Connect app for quite some time, but this is a different way for us to kind of connect everything, where the ecosystem will all fall underneath one umbrella, but consumers are able to actually, preset and assign, their music preferences, but also their listening pleasures as well. So again, in the Bose Music App, which is free through the Android and the Apple Store for the most part, has the ability to set up a voice assistant, assign presets to the actual Bose Music App. So let's say you have a particular radio station, or you want to join a podcast that may be on 2 different sides of the globe. You have the ability to actually participate in that in the Bose Music App. You also have the option of browsing music services, as well as having multi-room control options as well, which I'll kind of get into in regards to discussing the application, as well as software updates that will continuously update, automatically. And you'll also receive a notification saying that everything is up to date if and when the consumer does question if they have the latest in the software updates. So again, it's pretty much stream whatever you want, however you want. So you see we're fully compatible with both Spotify, Pandora, iHeartRadio, as well as Sirius XM, but also for those Apple Music listeners, it's also fully compatible with both Apple AirPlay, where you pretty much connect your Apple Music to the Bluetooth, and it kind of integrates together, so you can actually listen to Apple Music as well. So we'll jump ahead. I actually will show you guys an illustration of what the Bose Music App does look like. This may be the first time for you guys actually experiencing that app if you don't currently own a Bose product, which we hope you do at this present time. So if we start from the far left-hand corner, you can see that, let's say you listen to Ed Sheeran on Spotify, and you will actually see your home speaker 500 actually playing Ed Sheeran. Let's say you have it playing in the family room. Now, if you look in the middle illustration, you'll see you have 5 different options. You have standby. You have different settings in regards to in regards to the app. Adjustments in regards to either amplifying the bass, the treble, but also the volume. But most importantly, you have the ability to actually group speakers as well. So let's say you have a home speaker 500. You want to group that with the soundbar 700, the soundbar 500, or the portable home speaker, you can actually do that by actually selecting group speakers, and then from that point on, it'll say select speakers, as you'll see on the right-hand side. From that point on, you can actually customize which speakers you actually want to hear the actual music being played on. So, for instance, let's say you're hosting a house party and you want the music maybe louder in the family room in comparison to what you want to be, I guess, being played in maybe the basement or the kitchen or maybe the outside environment. You can actually control the volume of the speakers, but also most importantly, what's actually connected on those speakers. So you can select speakers, or if you have the other option, you can actually play music on all the speakers. So that's one cool thing about the Bose Music App, that's something that we didn't actually offer in the Bose Connect app, but that's something we kind of expanded on as time progressed for the most part. So again, like I kind of touched on, Apple AirPlay. So from that point on, you'll open up Apple AirPlay. You'll go right here and select the actual Bose Music App icon, and it actually shows you if I want to connect to my Soundbar 700. From that point on, again, you control volume, what's being played, and you can actually pair multiple devices as well. Same thing goes for if you want to pair up Apple AirPlay to the home speaker 500, but also add that on top of the Soundbar 700. You can group those speakers simultaneously to actually play the same playlist. And again, it's more so having the highest product margins in the category for you guys, but also having the highest AMRP, but also offering the largest voice-enabled ecosystem. If we go from the portable home speaker to the home speaker 300, the home speaker 500, and the soundbar 500 and 700 respectively. And again, like I discussed before, everything is fully compatible with both Amazon Alexa as well as the Google Assistant. And again, like we always know, Bose actually does offer a quality sound and attention to detail. I think that goes without saying, but I think most importantly, the Bose Music App is really, the best way to kind of segment those conversations that you guys may have been having with either your existing consumers, but also consumers who may be on the decision factor in regards to investing in their next sound systems and so on and so forth. So if the consumers ask you, well, why should I choose Bose? Well, look at it. The name actually speaks for itself. We actually, pride ourselves on designing devices that will be fully compatible, but also give each and every person from their background the best amount of interaction without distortion. So if you look to the far left, we're the only manufacturer for pilots to fly on a day-to-day basis where there's that white noise when they kind of fly back and forth across the world, and they need something where they kind of communicate between the flight attendants as well as the passengers and kind of provide those updates. Again, if you look at our our Army, again, we provide the headsets that they kind of communicate between multiple tanks and multiple soldiers on a day-to-day basis to kind of keep that open communication going, but also understand that it's going to be dependable in some of the loudest environments. And last but not least, again, I'm pretty sure you guys have been watching the NFL this past year. For any Patriots fans or Minnesota Viking fans, I'm sorry. I'm actually based out of Chicago, so I share the same tears with you. But again, we pride ourselves on working very closely with the NFL, and again, providing those headsets to head coaches. Again, you'll see an average of anywhere between 25 to 40,000 screaming fans in the stadium. And what better way to not have one of the best manufacturers in the business behind you in regards to developing technology that allows you to stay connected, but also understand that there's a dedication in getting the point across and communicating with your team, which is most important. Most important, as you see in each of these illustrations. So again, we kind of talked about the home speaker 500, but this is more so showing the design behind that. Again, you have a microphone array located on both the left and right hand side of that actual design in the home speaker 500. Again, you'll see some things that we are fully compatible with, which is Ring, Honeywell, Philips Hue, as well as Wemo and Arlo, to kind of name a few. So as you can see, we pride ourselves on making those partnerships, but also on making understand that each and every consumer is looking to kind of build their ecosystem. Whether it's made by the same manufacturer, it needs to communicate with what consumers are asking for, and we've spent a great amount of time and space to make sure we actually develop those products that will allow the consumers to do as such. Also, like we I didn't discuss, but you guys should be fully aware that it is also fully compatible with Control 4. So it's allowing the consumer to watch, listen, and control their lighting and so on and so forth, but also having Amazon Alexa in the pocket to make sure that fully ecosystem is supported for consumers who want those voice controls as well. So we'll jump right in and kind of briefly touch on both the Home Speaker 300 and the Home Speaker 500. One thing I want to kind of point out to you guys initially is not only the battery life, but also most importantly, the design of both these products. As you can see, we pride ourselves on really the acoustics and the sound, but also technology and the sound as well. You also have the 6 preset buttons, which allows the consumers to kind of customize their listening pleasures. But between the Home Speaker 300 and the 500, you'll see a full illustration on the Home Speaker 500 that will actually show the album artwork. Now, if you've kind of compared it to our competition, that's something that we kind of pride ourselves on doing, which is giving that customer a personal concert for the most part, but also tailoring something that they actually pride themselves over when they have, either friends or family or business professionals in the room, which are in there with them, which is showing a personalization and showing the album artwork or what's playing and what they're listening to, in case the person in front of them actually wants to know exactly what they're listening to, which again, having a Bose product, it feels like you're listening to it for the first time. So again, you're getting everything from the touch controls, Bose Music App in that ecosystem, the 6 presets, but most importantly, you're having that multi-room playback where you can group those speakers through the Bose Music App, but also having that responsive feedback in regards to the product and what the consumer is looking for in regards to performance. We'll talk pricing. Again, the Home Speaker 300 is priced at $249, and again, the Home Speaker is priced at $399 respectively. Again, you're getting a little bit more on the Home Speaker 500. It's based on the additional acoustics because there's a size difference in the speaker setup as well as the album artwork, which would be on full display in the Home Speaker 500. But again, these are 2 great products that will perform tremendous for the actual user. Again, we'll touch on the portable home speaker again, which is priced at $349, and again, that's also available as well. We'll talk about design and some of the things that the key ingredients, again, which is acoustics. Again, at the bottom half of the design, you'll see the acoustic deflector, a passive radiator, as well as a transducer, which means consumers are going to get the best quality sound, which will block out, maybe some of the white noise that consumers typically get, and some of the lower end products. But it also expands on what that actual listening pleasures are. But it also makes sure they actually hear something that they may have heard 1,000 times, but actually feels like they're hearing it for the first time each and every time they actually listen to the actual content. And again, we'll talk about some of the other key logistics. It's Wi-Fi and Bluetooth compatible. Also have the Apple AirPlay 2, which is also built into it. It's IPX4 rated, which means little water resistance to it, because keep in mind this particular consumer is going to be someone who's going to be on the go. They're looking for the portability, but most importantly, they're looking for a good battery life. So again, you're getting up to 12 hours of continuous usage on the portable home speaker. And again, that's priced at $349. And as you guys can see on the illustration, this is the actual charging dock at the bottom where it kind of clicks in for the user. So there's no additional plugs that need to be plugged into the home speaker itself. It kind of sits on the dock and takes anywhere between 1.5 hours to 2 hours to get that full charge. But I mean, the benefit of it is that you're actually getting 12 hours of continuous usage out of the Bose portable home speaker as well. All right, we'll kind of take things over to the Soundbar 500, which you guys should be very familiar with. Again, we're just giving a general breakdown of the measurements in the portable homes. The Soundbar 500, and we'll kind of jump into the actual specs of it as well. Again, you got full range drivers that are built into the Soundbar 500, as well as that quiet port technology. So again, it's giving you the maximum amount of volume, but also filling the room, but making sure there's no distortion with whatever content you're listening to. So if you're watching Avengers, or watching Wonder Woman, or maybe the Super Bowl, which is coming up, you will have that full capacity in regards to providing that's a premium amount of volume, but also filling the room for the consumers as well. And again, to kind of pair that up, you can actually pair the Bose Bass Module 500 priced at $399, or those Bose surround speakers priced at $299 as well, which again is something that kind of adds on to the ecosystem. And again, you also have the surround speakers 700 priced at $499 as well. So I guess at that point, we'll kind of jump over to the Soundbar 700. Again, this one, to me, in my opinion, is probably like the granddaddy of them all. Not to take or slight the Soundbar 500, but in the 700, I mean, you're getting a little bit of everything. You're getting some premium design in regards to the fiberglass on top of the actually Soundbar 700, but you're also getting even more in terms of the actual sound output of the Soundbar 700. So let's see if we can play the video. Okay, we'll skip through the video. Again, you're getting an eight mic array. Again, as you can see, it's these left 4 locations that are actually shown on the actual Soundbar 700. Again, fully compatible with smart home technology. So you're getting Google Assistant, but you're also getting Alexa built into it as well. So I think that kind of speaks in volumes in regards to the Soundbar 700. But it's also something I want to call out a little bit later on in this slide, that consumers, that's really going to wow your consumers as they continuously invest in our ecosystem, as well as looking towards the Soundbar 700. Again, you can also pair that up with the the Bass Module 700 priced at $699, as well as the surround speakers 700 priced at $499. And also the cool thing is the fact that the sound bars are actually you can actually mismatch them. So if you're looking to pair maybe the Soundbar 700 to maybe the Bass Module 500, based on the consumer maybe being more so cost effective, you can go backwards compatible with either one of them. And again, it's more so like we kind of discussed early on in this call. We have a product for every room in your home. With the Home Speaker 500, that's more so for that consumer that's going to be at home and needs those listening pleasures either at home or in the office. The Soundbar 500 and 700, in regards to that consumer spends a lot of time at home with friends and family, but also that consumer that's always on the go and looking for something that's going to provide that same max amount of quality, but also getting everything in terms of design as well. And also, these are my key partners as well in the production builders. Retrofit, which shows a consumer that may want to invest in additional Bose products, but they also want to expand on their ecosystem, as well as security dealers who may be in the market for providing that that security feature in the Bose ecosystem and product lineup. And most importantly, I think with us, like we discussed with Dr. Bose, is having that brand promise, but most importantly, that we get better with time. And I think we've done that in regards to investing in our ecosystem, but also providing consumers with the Bose Music App, where they can kind of intertwine everything within the app, and having those different customization options readily available to them. And again, we talked about the Bose Music App, which is fully compatible with our ecosystem. Supportable home speaker 300, the 500, Soundbar 500, Soundbar 700, as well as the NC 700, which is the latest addition to our headphone category. So again, you have the ability to add both the home speaker 500 and the 700 and listen to content from there. If we jump ahead a little bit, again, let's say you have a consumer that's hearing impaired. They may come in and say, you know what, I want to invest in a Soundbar 700, but I may have a relative that may frequently visit where we want to watch, home movies as a family, but we don't want to drown out the room. What is something that you guys can provide in regards to solving that, that obstacle that we may have maybe during the holiday season? Well, with the NC 700, you can actually pair that up to the Soundbar 700. And by me saying that, that means that, let's say you're watching, the content, you open up the Bose Music App, and you immediately pair and group those speakers. But most importantly, with that NC700, that particular individual who may be hearing impaired or may just want to listen to the movie a little bit louder than anyone else in the room, they can actually hear everything that's playing on the actual TV, but also control their own volume settings. And what does that do? That actually make sure that every party involved is not distorted or disturbed from what they're viewing, and everybody is at a pleasure level in regards to what's being played. So I think that's a big win. That's something that we kind of pride ourselves on providing a solution. I think we kind of hit it out the park in regards to having that in our ecosystem. Most importantly, at our arsenal for you guys with your interactions. Also, we talked about the portable consumer as well. Let's say someone has a home speaker 300 and they actually want to pair it up with maybe the younger siblings who may be outside, but they also want to listen to the same content. Again, with the Bose Music App, you can still group those speakers and still have the same listening pleasures as well. And lastly but not least, even expanding on more on that, you have the SoundLink and the portable home speaker, or the Soundbar 700 or the NC700 readily available. So there's different options that you guys can see that shows that it's readily available on the Bose Music App. We just don't stop in one area. We make sure we provide solutions each and every direction. And again, we had just recently had a Bose Music software update, which kind of took place December of last year. But again, that's having Simple Sync, Alexa, as well as the disable auto off as well. And that kind of shows that, again, let's say your significant other is actually sleeping, but you still want to actually view your content. You still have the ability to actually enjoy the content, but not disturb the ones who matter the most to you as well. Sorry for the trouble, guys. I'm loading up now. Oh, there we go. So again, let's jump back for a second. We'll go. Okay. So again, to kind of highlight the Bose Music App once again for you guys. Again, you have the Google Assistant, Apple AirPlay 2 support. Again, with the NC700 being integrated as well. You have the Alexa voice controls, the in-app messaging and push notifications. So if someone's trying to text you or email you, you actually get those in-app notifications. And again, also having Bluetooth out to SoundLink headphones and speakers is going to be a big win. And not to mention the bass modules for auto adjustment enhancements as well.
Hey, Ryan, do you mind if I take over from here?
Yeah, sure. So I'll kick it over to Bart, and he'll
go back one more slide if you don't mind.
Yeah, sure.
So everybody, thank you so much for your support of Bose. We're very proud of our relationship with AllNet. They've been a great partner for Bose. And with Bose's latest lineup of products, including our smart speakers and sound bars, we're having the latest technology available. This is a great example on this slide of all the updates that we do to our products. So we're not going to be coming out with brand new models as often because we're going to continually be updating the software and adding new features. And for instance, we just added AirPlay 2 in all of the new smart speaker product. We've added Bluetooth output so you can integrate it with your Bose Bluetooth products. And when we first launched this lineup of product, we started with Alexa but didn't have Google, and yet we were able to add Google to a number of the new models. So we continue to make it better as we move forward. And one of the slides that was mentioned earlier, showed how people are turning to a smart connected home and how important it is to have great. I'm hearing feedback now.
That's okay. Keep going, Bart. I'm on mute. I think it's Ryan's phone.
Okay. So the important thing is that we continue to update the product and make it better and better. And a lot of your customers are going to get more and more involved in smart products through VPA. And that's why having the best microphone system built in, which Bose does, as you saw earlier in the slides, where we sell microphone technology and use it in the private and commercial pilots, and with the military and with the NFL. It's because our microphone system is so good. And for your customers, now they can walk into their living room and they could say, Alexa, turn off the lights, or Alexa, lock the doors, or Alexa, close the blinds. And you have the technology and ability to set that up for your consumers. And instead of using a Echo Dot or a Google Home or some small device, if you use our product, not only will it be more profitable and the customer will enjoy it more, but we have better voice capability and microphone pickup that will allow it to work more reliably in carrying out those voice commands that you're surely going to be moving forward to as we move forward. But we still sell SoundTouch products. And if you change the slide, I wanted to talk to you for a second about the SoundTouch products. And Ryan, can you move forward on the slide? Hello, Ryan?
Ryan?
So, I'm not sure what's happening with the slides right now, or somehow Ryan has not got control of it.
I see Ryan is being knocked offline.
Okay. So let me talk to you a little bit about SoundTouch. So SoundTouch continues. We continue to sell the SoundTouch 300 as one of the best soundbars in the marketplace. It's identical to the Soundbar 700, but it doesn't have the microphones built in or Alexa or Google built in. You can use Alexa separately with the SoundTouch 300 soundbar, but the performance is exceptional, and we have very aggressive pricing on that. So if you have a soundbar customer, I think we have a special pricing that you can get through AllNet, or if you're a Custom Plus customer, we have great pricing available through our distribution partners on the SoundTouch 300. We also keep SoundTouch around because we have the lifestyle systems, and we're still very successful in selling the Lifestyle 650, the Lifestyle 600, or the Lifestyle 600 in-wall systems. And they're a great value for the consumer. As you know, as Ryan showed earlier, Bose has great brand name recognition. So if you want to install a Bose system for a customer, you're much likely to get them to say yes, because they're familiar with the brand, the sound quality is great, and the fit and finish of the product is great. Now, additionally, we have the Si5 Amplifier that works on the SoundTouch ecosystem, and so you have the ability through a soundbar or a SoundTouch 300 or one of our lifestyle systems to add Si5 amplifiers, and then use our in-wall and in-ceiling speakers in bedrooms or other rooms in the house, or use our outdoor speakers. And we do a great job through AllNet and CPD of selling our outdoor speakers. And so we have the 151s, the 251s, and the free space 51s. And those products are very successful, and there's no reason you shouldn't continue to recommend those products. And by generating or using the Si5 amplifier and the SoundTouch app, it's a perfect combination together. The other benefit of continuing to sell Si5s and SoundTouch 300s and lifestyle systems is the fact that we have full IP control over our SoundTouch product. So we're working on building a new API right now for the Bose smart speakers. But in the meantime, if you've got a custom install job, And if your customer wants to put outdoor speakers or in-wall and in-ceiling speakers, we still highly recommend that you sell them SoundTouch. At the same time, we're about to launch Apple AirPlay 2 for SoundTouch. So that'll be another new update that's about to come out for SoundTouch. And so it's still a great solution for you and your customers. On the other hand, if you're doing a job where there's just one or two zones or three zones, and you want to do a soundbar or do a smart speaker, there's no reason to not to use the new Bose Smart Music app and the new Bose Smart Speakers and Soundbars. It's a great combination of products. The sound quality is great. The fit and finish is great. The new Bose Music App is really easy to set up and to use, and it's a great value for the money. So that gives you a good idea of the new lineup of Bose smart speakers and soundbars, gives you a good lineup of how we're continuing to support SoundTouch and selling lifestyle systems, the SoundTouch 300 soundbar and Si5 amplifiers and Bose outdoor speakers or in-wall and in-ceiling speakers.
Hey,
Now,
Bart,
if anybody, yeah, go ahead.
sorry, I'm back now. Sorry, guys.
No problem. I kind of covered the SoundTouch product. So any questions maybe that I could answer or help with in the meantime?
Sure, I've got some questions that were posed. So the elephant in the room is, what is the most elegant way to marry an existing Freudian slip, SoundTouch system with the new Bose Music product for a customer who's using one of the new soundbars, but maybe has a lifestyle elsewhere in the house, or an SA5 or a wireless link adapter to do custom AV elsewhere in the house?
Well, unfortunately, the two apps, the SoundTouch app and the Bose Music app, are not compatible. So you would either need to use the Bose SoundTouch app for the SoundTouch products or the Bose Music app for the new smart speaker products. Now, the one thing that's about to occur, I just mentioned, is we're about to launch AirPlay 2 for the SoundTouch products. So that will be an update. I think it's happening the first half of February. And so we will push that update out because all of these products live on the network. It will either automatically update in the older SoundTouch products that the consumer might have, or it may ask them if they want to update when they open up the app. But that would give you the ability then, if you're an iOS user and an iPhone user, to go in and then to use AirPlay to cast music to both the new Bose smart speakers, like a Soundbar 700, as well as to SoundTouch. So that's about like I said, I think about a month away before we have the update for SoundTouch. But that's the only way where you can get those products to play in sync. There is another way of the fact that we have a Amazon skill for Alexa. You do have the ability to have your SoundTouch products set up and compatible with Alexa. And let's say you have a lifestyle system in the living room, and you just call it living room, and you have a new, let's say, home speaker 500 in the kitchen. You can go to your home speaker 500 and say, Alexa, play the Beatles in the living room, and then it will turn on and start playing the Beatles on your lifestyle system, because it also works with Alexa and lives on the same network. So to play music everywhere, the only way you could do that is through AirPlay 2 with iOS. You can't do that through the apps because they're two separate platforms, but you do have the ability to use the microphones and the fact that Alexa's built in our new smart speaker to have it start playing music on some of the SoundTouch products once you set up the Alexa skill for Bose.
Okay, but it wouldn't be synchronized if you had SoundTouch in one part of the home and Bose Music in the other part of the home, unless you used AirPlay 2, correct?
That is correct.
Okay.
That is correct.
Right.
You can't do it because they're two different platforms, and unfortunately, they're not compatible.
Okay.
Now, the reason we did that. Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead. We can move on.
So the next question is, Ryan on the slide deck earlier showed a picture of the Bose Music App, and there was a button in the bottom center of the user interface that was the AirPlay button. Would that push it to just the Bose Music devices, or do you still have to, like I use AirPlay 2 at home. So, and usually what I have to do is go to Deezer or Tidal or whatever my streaming service is, play a song, and then kind of flick upward and then choose, you can either choose headphone output or Bluetooth output, or once it realizes you're on the network and there are, compatible radios or products on the network that are AirPlay 2 compatible, it'll just populate them, and then you can select those. Do you have to use the kind of the flick up and select it that way, or can you do it from the Bose Music app?
No, you would need to do that from your cell phone. So you'd have to flick up and then select. That would give you the ability to select not only, let's say, a SoundTouch product or other products in your home, as well as the Bose smart speaker product. So you'd need to do that from your iOS device.
Okay, perfect. Okay. All right. And let me see the next question. Oh, you mentioned the API. Will the API be similar in form and function to the current API with SoundTouch? That's the next.
What part of the reason that it's taking so long to come out with the API, and we should have had it by now, so I apologize that we don't, and it's not fully IP capable at this point in time. But because we're coming out with new products that are headphone related products, we've got our new Bose Frames products. And so when we develop this new API, we're not just doing it for like a limited group of, 6 or 8 SoundTouch products like we did when we launched that product. Now we're doing it for other categories of products like Bluetooth speakers and headphones and our new frame sunglasses. And so the API is much more involved. So the plan is to have the API created. The plan will be for it to be able to do IP control with third-party companies like a Control 4 or an RTI or a URC. But, I haven't seen the API. I don't know exactly when it's coming or the total functionality, so I can't really speak to it. I can only speak that it's much more complicated now that we've got headphones and Bluetooth speakers and other products that we're trying to develop using the API as well.
Okay, thank you. All right, and then I'm sorry, I kind of cut you off with that sidebar on the SoundTouch use case with AirPlay. Was there something else you wanted to jump into?
No, not that I can recall.
Okay. All right. And then I think we still have a little bit of time. Did you want to review lifestyle? That's a pretty big category for us here.
You know what, Ryan? Ryan, do you have a control of the slides again?
Let me see here.
Hold on. I'm going to see if I can. All right. I just made you the presenter again, Ryan.
Okay.
There you go. Okay. Yeah, your screen is live again.
Okay.
So can you go to the PowerPoint presentation and?
Yeah, I'm going to go there now.
Do you still have it up?
Well, I had it up, but it actually kicked me out. So I'll find it real quick. Let's be quick.
All right. All right.
There's a button toward the bottom showing it below your.
Oh yeah, you're right. You're right.
Okay.
There you go.
To slide 50, I believe, and we'll jump right back in. Yep, there we go.
Okay.
So start there on 51.
Okay.
So this gives you a look at really our 5.1 home theater product. The Lifestyle 650 is an incredibly good value. The speakers themselves are called Omni Dual surround speakers. Earlier, we showed you some brand new surround speaker 700s for our sound bars. Those are actually these Omni Dual speakers that come with the Lifestyle 650. So they give you 360 degree of output. This system has a AMRP, an announced minimum resale price of $39.99. And, I know that most of the dealers that I interact with really try and custom make a system for each customer. But sometimes taking a system like a Lifestyle 650 and making that the solution is a perfect solution for that particular customer. One, it's a brand they know and love. Two, for $4,000, it's hard to get a better 5.1 system. Three, the speakers are tiny. We have great mounting brackets that allow you to floor mount them, wall mount them, ceiling mount them. They have 360 degree of output. The center channel that you see there looks like a sound bar. It's 21.5 inches wide. It's got 5 drivers built in, and it's just remarkable how good and how big a sound you get from such tiny speakers. And that's really kind of what's made Bose famous over the years. So there's a lot of consumers that would really love to have a system like this if you choose to sell them a system like this, as opposed to selling them, a standard AV receiver and in-wall and ceiling speakers or just bookshelf speakers. So this is a great solution. Now, we make the same console and called the Lifestyle 600, and we have a slightly larger speaker called a Dual Cube speaker that the system retails for $29.99, so it's almost $1,000 less. But in between, we have the Lifestyle 600 in-wall system. And for a lot of dealers out there who want to do a completely flush mount system and basically have all the speakers installed in the walls, this is a perfect solution. And the speakers are fairly small. They're basically our Dual Cube speakers that mount in the wall, but the sound quality is really quite exceptional. And so those are the 3 Lifestyle systems we offer. Certainly, if you're going in and you're doing new builder jobs or doing more simplified installs, any of these systems would be a great option for you to use. So any particular questions on Lifestyle? I will say that now we have all the amplifiers built into the control console. So it's not using a separate amplifier like in years past or running all the speakers to the subwoofer like in years past. We don't use the Bose special cabling like we have in years past. You can run your own speaker wires through the ceiling to the back of the console, and then we have small little adapters that are like locking speaker connectors that do plug into the back of the console. So it will work with standard wiring, unlike Bose systems in years past. So I'd
like to say that each of the 4 AllNet locations and also the Custom Plus locations, we have a Lifestyle system on display, and we have a static display of the in-wall version of the Dual Cube. So the small, elegant in-wall speaker with a magnetic grill. So if you've got an end user that wants a demonstration or that wants to see what the product looks like, you're welcome to bring them into our showrooms, or you're welcome to check out the static demo and take it with you to show off the difference between the Dual Cube for the 650, the Dual Cube for the 600, and then the in-wall option to see what's the best fit for them.
Great. And one thing I didn't mention is that it also comes in white instead of black. So, there are people there that would like to have a white system and they're fashion conscious, but the sound quality is exceptional and it's just cosmetically appealing for the right client. So again, we still sell the Si5 amplifier that you see here very successfully. If you look at our outdoor speakers on the next slide, AllNet has done a fantastic job over the years. I know that many of you as dealers have successfully sold our outdoor speakers. We haven't made a lot of changes because, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. These things look good, they sound good, they have very high quality mounting hardware that's simple to use. And our Free Space 51, I live in Huntington Beach, and I've got a shopping center about 5 miles down the road that I go to a movie or shop at occasionally. It's an outdoor center, and they've got to have about 200 of these Free Space 51s around the shopping center. So people see these everywhere, whether they're going to Disneyland or they go to a big hotel in Las Vegas. Consumers see this product, and it makes it easier for them to want to say yes when you advocate for a product they're familiar with and that they've seen out there in the marketplace. So we do have our in-wall and in-ceiling speakers. We sell the 791s and 891s that you see pictured here. The 791s are our 7-inch woofer round in-ceiling speakers, and on the left side you see the 891s, again 7-inch woofer, dual 1-inch silk dome tweeters, and again just great sound quality and really built well. And Bose is a great brand name, so the fact that they're $5.99 a pair, a lot of customers are more than willing to pay for a little more if they're getting a brand that they're comfortable with. So here shows the fact that we do have a group of people we work with. Again, with SoundTouch, we use all these third-party control partners, be it AMX, Crestron, Elan, Control4, URC, Key Digital. We are working on an API as we speak for the new smart speakers, but currently we work with all these. We have full IP control when it comes to the SoundTouch products. You can see all our streaming music partners below that, and then we do have other products that use some of the blood pressure monitoring things like Runkeeper and some of the other partners. So Bose used to kind of do things their way. Now we're trying to make our brand more open and functional with all other brands out there. So we're trying to get away from our own proprietary wiring, and we're trying to make it easy for you to sell and install. And I know that a lot of you do third-party control and want to do IP control. We do use Janus Technologies to help us with our IP control drivers, and that's a place where you can go and download the latest drivers. Although if you're a URC customer and RTI or Key Digital or Control4 customer, I think you can also download the drivers from those manufacturers. We talked a little bit about our in-wall and in-ceiling speakers, so not much more to say on that. Why don't you go to the very last slide, if you would. So again, just to kind of close, because I think it's already been an hour at this point, the Bose smart speakers are a terrific product. They're perfect for someone who wants voice control. They're perfect for someone that's willing to do voice command to help control their lights, their alarm system, their shades. This is the perfect microphones that you can put out through their home. You make a lot more money by selling them a Bose smart speaker than having them go on Amazon and buy an Echo Dot for $29. Our mics are much better, great multi-room capability, and it's perfect for the production home or the security dealer, where SoundTouch is really designed still more for the custom integrator or someone that wants outdoor speakers, in-wall and ceiling speakers, that needs full IP control or wants to use one of our home theater, our 5.1 home theater systems. So let me just close by saying thank you very much. First, let me thank Ryan. Ryan is new to the group, and Ryan, thank you so much for for presenting today and helping work with the folks at AllNet. And I really appreciate AllNet's efforts on behalf of Bose, and really want to thank you, the dealer, for helping support the brand. And we really appreciate your efforts out there, and we're here to help.
All right. Definitely from our side, I want to thank everyone for taking the time to join us today. So yeah, on the call today, we had the audience from AllNet, and then also the audience from Custom Plus distributing up in the Northwest. So thanks everyone. Welcome to our first webinar of 2020. We had a few hiccups, but it went off without a hitch pretty much. So Bart, thanks again for your time today, and Ryan, great job.
Okay, thank you, guys. We appreciate
it. Working with you guys. If anyone has any questions, please feel free to reach out to us. I think that, well, I'm not going to speak to it. Are we moving forward with the demo program again this year, Bart?
You know, the 25% off demo program continues. So if someone wants to try one of these new products, you know, if you use it, if you happen to have a showroom, it's designed for the showroom. If you don't and you're a custom integrator, we'll allow you to buy a demo product at 25% off, so you can really learn the product. You can install it in your home. You can get comfortable with the app, or you can carry it to a consumer's home and be able to demonstrate it. But we'll give it to you, the 25% discount to you as an installer as well, because we want you to be familiar and comfortable in using and installing our products.
Okay, perfect. Thank you. Didn't mean to throw you on the spot there, but I guess we didn't detail that before the call because we had some technical issues getting it started. So, all right. So thank you everyone for joining us today. Thanks again, Bart and Ryan. We're going to go ahead and end the session now.